What if I told you that the onions sitting in your kitchen, the kale in your fridge, and that cup of green tea you had this morning all contains a powerful compound that could be protecting your kidneys right now? And what if the same compound has been shown in brand new 2025 research to target multiple pathways of kidney damage simultaneously?
I'm Dr. Bismar Irfan, a physician on a mission to help you break free from symptom management and step into a life of thriving health. Together, we will uncover simple, powerful ways to prevent disease, restore energy, and take control of your health naturally. If you're ready to stop managing illness and start building vitality, you are in the right place. Your prescription for vitality starts now.
Today, we are diving into camphorol, a plant compound you have probably never heard of, but have definitely been eating. And the science behind how it protects your kidneys is absolutely fascinating. So here's what's interesting. Camphorol is what we call a flavonoid. It's one of those plant compounds that gives vegetables their color and nutritional punch. You'll find it in everyday foods like onions, broccoli, spinach, green tea, apples, Brussels sprouts. Nothing exotic, nothing expensive. Just regular vegetables that have been sitting on grocery store shelves forever. But what researchers have recently discovered is that camphorol doesn't just provide general antioxidant benefits, it actually targets a very specific molecular pathway that's crucial in chronic kidney disease progression. And this matters because most of what we eat doesn't have this level of targeted kidney protection. The study I want to walk you through today was published in 2025 of this year, and it's one of those pieces of research that makes you pause and rethink how powerful food can actually be. The researchers use something called network pharmacology, basically a computational approach that maps out how compounds interact with disease pathways. When they analyzed camphorol, they identified a protein called HIF-1 alpha as a key target. Now, HIF-1 alpha stands for hypoxic inducible factor, and here's why it matters for your kidneys. When kidney cells are stressed or damaged, they start shifting their metabolism. Instead of using oxygen efficiently like healthy cells do, they switch to what's called glycolytic metabolism, basically burning sugar without oxygen. It's the same thing cancer cells do. This metabolic shift creates a cascade of problems: more inflammation, more oxidative stress, and eventually cell death. What the researchers found is that camphorol interrupts this entire process. It binds to a protein called piezo-1, which is like a sensor in your kidney cells that responds to mechanical stress. When piezo-1 gets activated inappropriately, it triggers that HIF-1 alpha pathway we just talked about, which leads to the metabolic shift, which creates reactive oxygen species, which activates something called NLRP3 inflammasome. That's a mouthful, but basically it's an inflammatory cascade that destroys kidney tissue through a process called pyroptosis, a type of inflammatory cell death. Camphorol steps in and says, not today. By binding to piezo-1, it prevents this entire domino effect from happening. In the animal studies, mice with chronic kidney disease that received camphorol showed improved kidney function, reduced tissue damage, less inflammation, and less of that harmful metabolic shift we just talked about. The researchers could literally see the difference in the kidney tissue under the microscope. But here's what I find most exciting from a clinical perspective. This isn't about one isolated benefit. Camphorol is working on multiple levels simultaneously. It's reducing oxidative stress, it's damping inflammation, it's protecting the cell's energy production systems, it's preventing that inflammatory cell death. This is the kind of multi-targeted approach that gets me excited because kidney disease is never just one thing going wrong. It's usually several interconnected problems. And unlike pharmaceutical drugs that typically target one very specific pathway with precision, but often comes with side effects from that narrow focus. Plant compounds like camphorol tend to have broader, gentler effects across multiple systems. That's not to say food replaces medication. It doesn't. But it does mean that what you are eating is either supporting your kidney function or working against it every single day. Now let's talk practical application because that's what matters. Where do you actually get camphorol and how much do you need? The highest food sources are onion, particularly the outer layers, which most people throw away. Leafy greens like kale, spinach are excellent sources. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts contain good amounts. Green tea is another rich source. And then you have got things like tomatoes, apples, grapes, and even fresh herbs like parsley and dill. Here's something interesting from the research. Camphorol from onions appears to have the highest bioavailability. That means your body can actually absorb and use it better from onions than from some other sources. This is because onions contain camphorol in a form called glucoside conjugates, which your digestive system handles really well. The challenge with camphorol is that it's not super water soluble, which means it's not absorbed as easily as some other nutrients. Studies suggest the average person gets somewhere between 1.5 to 21 milligrams per day from food. That's a pretty wide range. And it depends entirely on how many camphorol-rich foods you're eating. Because of that absorption issue, consuming camphorol-rich foods with a little bit of healthy fat can help. So that spinach salad with olive oil, that's not just tasty, you're actually enhancing absorption of compounds like camphorol. That stir fry with onions and broccoli cooked in a bit of avocado oil, same thing. This brings up something I see all the time in practice. Someone will come in with declining kidney function, and when we look at their diet, it's not terrible, but it's missing these concentrated sources of plant compounds. Maybe they're eating protein and some vegetables, but they're not getting the variety or the quantity needed to really move the needle on inflammation and oxidative stress. A couple of months ago, I was working with someone whose kidney function had been slowly declining. Labs showed significant inflammation. Oxidative stress markers were elevated and she was declining with that constant fatigue that often comes with kidney disease. Her diet wasn't bad. She was eating relatively healthy, but when we really analyzed it, she was barely getting any cruciferous vegetables, maybe had onions once or twice a week, and her idea of greens was iceberg lettuce. We didn't just add supplements, we restructured her entire approach to vegetables. Every single day, she was committed to getting at least 2 servings of camphorol-rich foods. That might be sauteed onions and peppers at breakfast with eggs, a massive kale salad at lunch, and roasted broccoli with dinner. We added green tea in the afternoon and morning. Not complicated, not expensive, just strategic. 3 months later, her inflammatory markers had dropped significantly. Her energy was better. And while we were doing other things too, addressing gut health, managing blood sugar, optimizing other nutrients, I have no doubt that increasing her intake of compounds like camphorol played a role in that improvement. Now, let me be clear about something. This study used concentrated camphorol in the animal models at doses you wouldn't get from just eating vegetables. So we are not saying eat some broccoli and your kidney disease disappears. What we are saying is that these compounds have real measurable effects on the molecular pathways that drive kidney damage. And consistently consuming foods rich in them gives your body tools to fight back against that damage. This is why I tell people that kidney disease is almost never just a kidney problem. It's an inflammation problem, an oxidative stress problem, a metabolic problem, often a gut problem as well. And all of those things are influenced by what you eat, how you manage stress, how you sleep, what toxins you're exposed to. Camphorol is one piece of much larger puzzle. What makes this research particularly valuable is that it gives us molecular evidence for something that traditional healing systems have been known for centuries, that plants have medicinal properties. We are now understanding exactly how and why that PIZO1, HIF1 alpha, NLRP3 pathway, that's cutting-edge science, explaining ancient wisdom. For those of you listening who are in early stage kidney disease 2, 3, 4 or trying to prevent it, this is actionable information. You can start incorporating more of these foods today. Make onions a staple. Cook with them, add them raw in salads, include them in almost everything. Commit to dark leafy greens daily. Add cruciferous vegetables several times a week. Drink green tea if you enjoy it. For those with more advanced kidney disease, you'll want to work with a physician who understands both your kidney function and how to personalize nutrition for your specific situation. Because some of these foods are higher in potassium, and depending on your labs, that might need to be managed carefully. But even in advanced stages, there are usually ways to incorporate these beneficial compounds. The beautiful thing about functional medicine is that we are not choosing between conventional care and natural approaches. We are integrating them. If you need medication, take your medication, but also give your body every advantage through nutrition, lifestyle, and targeted supplementation when appropriate. Studies like this Camphorol research are giving us a roadmap. They are showing us that food is information, that what you put in your body is literally communicating with your cells, either promoting healing or promoting damage. And every single meal is an opportunity to send the right message. If you're dealing with kidney concerns and you want help creating a personalized approach that addresses your unique root causes, whether that's inflammation, metabolic issues, gut dysfunction, or toxin exposure, we offer comprehensive consultations at Kidney Institute. We don't just look at your creatinine and GFR, we dig deeper to understand what's actually driving your kidney issues. And then we create programs that combine the best of conventional medicine with targeted functional medicine interventions. You can learn more about us at drbisma.com. Here's what I want you to take away from today. The foods you choose matter more than you probably realize. That 2025 research on Camphorol isn't just academic. It's showing us that compounds in everyday vegetables are literally protecting your kidneys at the molecular level, interrupting inflammatory cascades, preserving cell function, and supporting your body's natural healing capacity. You don't need exotic superfoods or expensive supplements to start supporting your kidney health. You need onions, kale, broccoli. You need to show up for yourself every single day with choices that either move you towards health or away from it. Your kidneys are filtering your blood every minute of every day, and the least you can do is give them the nutritional support they need to keep doing that job well. Start today. Add some onions to tonight's dinner. Make that green tea. Throw some kale in your smoothie. Small actions repeated consistently creates massive changes.
Thanks for tuning into the Wellness Focus with Dr. Bisma, where we are rewriting the rules of health and giving you the tools to thrive. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe and share it with someone who's ready to take control of their well-being. Also, please consider leaving a review. It really helps people find the podcast. For more expert insights and resources, follow me at drbisma.com. Your health, your power, your vitality. It starts with you. See you next time.